Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and I know you think, well, are they ever going to talk about deer? Well, Ron, how about it? Can I talk deer for a little while, Ron? Okay?
Yeah,
I mean,
and you know what?
What?
Yes.
Okay, I've talked fishing for 3 segments, Ron. Give me a chance here, okay?
Yeah,
So,
but I want to learn a little bit about what's happened over this past year or this past season. I want to know about the CWD.
Look at that.
What is it like? Is it getting better or is it getting worse?
Ron even knows.
Spreading.
He knows the initials. I'm not sure he knows what it stands for. You know what it stands for?
Chronic waste disease.
That's close. Okay. That's close. Well, we got the man on with us now that I've had to change his title again. You know, I mean, I wanted to make sure I got his title right, because when we talk chronic wasting disease in West Tennessee in our 11 Unit L CWD counties, there's nobody better to talk to than our man Chuck Yoest. He is the TWRE Species Program Coordinator. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning.
Okay, Chuck, this is it. This is the last weekend. The youth are out there today and tomorrow. We rolled up the antlerless hunt yesterday. As of Thursday, 156,110 deer had been killed in Tennessee. And I know that's about 30,000 ahead of last year, I think, something along that line. So let's talk CWD with you. Bless your heart, you inherited this, Chuck. I know you just dreamed about this, but it became, I don't know, did you walk up to the director and say, can I handle this? I don't know, did you do that? How'd you get this job?
Well, I did have a weak moment, so I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, that's what Director Carter said. He looks for people like that, and now Director Wilson can do the same. But let's talk, Chuck. How are things going as we head into this last weekend? Talk about numbers and things along that line.
Well, I'm thrilled to be able to report that you're exactly right. We are up around 3,000 deer in the reported harvest, and that is wonderful for Unit CWD. So, but we're up that 30,000 statewide.
Okay,
and that's about a 20% increase over the previous year. And the news is even better for West Tennessee and Unit CWD, because we're up about 40%.
That's great.
From the previous year. So that's outstanding, and credit the hunters for that additional harvest, which is so important to controlling CWD.
Do you think, Chuck, COVID has been such a life-changing experience for many of us. A lot of us family members have been affected and things like that, but it has pushed more people outdoors. Do you think, last year we talked about, we didn't get the results we had. This year, I think we've got more deer hunters out there, don't we?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a bunch of different factors that helped this past year. COVID is in play, but I don't think it even makes up the majority of the difference. I think that people have gotten used to CWD being a thing in West Tennessee and learning how to hunt despite it being there.
But the opportunities are more then. You're saying there's more opportunities.
Yeah, more harvest opportunities. We had the earlier gun season. I think hunters are bought in to helping try to control it, so they're harvesting additional deer. We even have some incentives over there now. If you harvest a certain number of deer, you may qualify for a free hunting license next year. So there's a lot of good things that are happening to help with this increased harvest.
And that's what you were really wanting, Chuck. I know last year you had all the meetings and everything like that. You needed help. You guys were reaching out to the deer hunters out there and say, we need you to help. And judging by these numbers that we're seeing, this is helping not only the get for you guys, but it's helping people who's going to hunt at the mom and pop operations of deer processors, of which there are 21 in West Tennessee that are involved in this program. So it's a matter of we help you if you help us type thing.
Well, the agency certainly needs help. It's the deer resource is such a precious resource to so many different types of stakeholders, and we're constantly looking out for our stakeholders and the resource. And yes, it's a team effort. There's no way in the world the agency would be successful without the help of stakeholders.
And also the deer processors that you've got involved in the program. So talk about test results and things along that line. Are we getting the results back? I know. Are they coming in fairly steady? What's the positive, negatives on these things? We're still with 11 counties. I hope there's not any other ones going to be added to this. So talk about the testing process.
Yeah, so we've exceeded 17,000 samples this year. So that many deer have been tested for chronic wasting disease. We're still awaiting results on 3,500 of those.
Okay.
For this deer season, 463 of those have been positive. The majority of those being from Fayette and Hardeman County, with just a handful from Madison and Shelby, and just one or two from places like Chester, in Haywood. So anyway, that's pretty much it. The testing turnaround has improved. We still want to be quicker, though. We know how important it is for hunters to get that news quick so that they know how to utilize their deer or dispose of it. So we take that very seriously. There's only so much we can control about the turnaround time, but we're doing our best to have that be as short as possible for folks.
Is it about 2 weeks? Is that what you're telling folks? You hope, or is that the goal to try to get it back in 2 weeks?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'd like to do better than that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the process for our folks that are listening in. Again, we're talking to Chuck Yoest. He's the TWRA Species Program Coordinator. Talk about how this works. I mean, the test, the animals. Talk about it. So once the processor gets it, and you guys are notified, I'm assuming. How does it work?
Well, we're getting deer heads in the CWD freezers, the sampling drop-off locations that hunters can drop a head off to be sampled. And then we have processors and taxidermists providing us either heads or the samples themselves. But we take a lymph node out of the deer, and then that's sent to a lab. And then once we get those results from the lab, we can report those results to hunters.
Where's the lab located?
Well, we've utilized 3 labs this year. We've used the Tennessee Department of Agriculture's new lab in Nashville. It's called Cord Lab. It's not a new lab, but CWD testing is new.
Okay, all right.
To them. It's a new service. Mississippi State has a diagnostics lab that we've relied on for probably a couple thousand samples this year, and then we're still working with Colorado State some.
Still working with Colorado State some. So. The handle on this, the public, you've been involved in this since ground zero just about, Chuck, and I know that we've had all of our meetings and explained like that, and you guys have really made an emphasis. I see CWD ads all over the place, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on a billboard even. Do you think that's been a positive effect for you guys?
Yes, I do. I certainly do. We don't hear much negative in any way on that, and any way that we can educate hunters or anyone interested in deer management, more about CWD. It helps people being more informed, which means that they can help more with controlling the disease. And it's been well worth the work. Yeah.
And I know that as we wind up the season, I think from my personal benefit, it's pretty cool to be able to find, click on the tnwildlife.org or your CWD website, and you can also find information, folks, but also you can get up-to-date deer harvest numbers, and it'll tell you that. In fact, it'll give you whether these deer pending or negative or things along that line. So you guys are spending a lot of time on that during this crazy time that we're in right now. And so, Chuck, what are we looking for? Now, you guys will set the seasons, at your May meeting, isn't it? Something like that? Or when
if you remember a couple of years
yeah, we
back,
did 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So we're set for next year. I mean, we're
on an off year for regulation changes, so we won't be changing anything if we stick to the schedule.
Okay.
So yes, they are already set for next year's season. However, our commission does have the ability to change them if they feel like they want to. So we may or may not go through that, but we're not planning on it.
All right, Chuck Yoest. So tell our folks how they can get information about CWD. Where do they go?
Well, the easiest place is cwdintennessee.com.
That's
you can, visit our regular website for TWA at tnwildlife.org, or just give us a call.
Oh, that's the best way. These folks are on top of it. I have not seen any. Of course, I haven't killed anything, so I guess that's why I haven't seen any. So, but I'm still trying. Chuck Yoest, thank you, buddy. You're always available here on Outdoors with Larry Ray, okay? Have a great weekend.
You bet.
We'll talk to you. Thanks, Chuck.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. You still with us, Ron?
I'm here.
I thought I heard you snoring a couple of times, but no, you did good. All right. All right, we'll be right back and close out this baby with one of the oldest sporting events in the nation. Getting ready to come in next month. You guys know what it is. Comes out of Grand Junction. You know that. That's Bird Dog Country. We'll be right back.